Wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a complete sweep from the Democratic Party. And is it bad? We'll be talking about that because there's kind of a bit of a rude awakening in a lot of these Democrats. And even, I think, even Republicans or far left can really even kind of understand what's going on here because it's not as doom and gloom as people are trying to make it out to be, obviously. But we're going to be talking about Zohran Mamdani here, and it ain't looking too great because things are already starting to collapse. Because we have this here to where even after Zohran Mamdani has won, it has not looking good. So without further ado, here's the actual speech of Zohran Mamdani of him winning after he's being elected of mayor of New York City.
Show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him. It is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
See, he says it's a country built by immigrants, led by immigrants, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing that we have with this is that fueled by legal immigrants, not illegal ones. And when you have something that you will, with the things that you're going to enact are going to be crazy and bad, it's not going to lead, it's not going to go well. And again, even though you said this type of thing, it is not super great indeed. I mean, we have this here where the fire commissioner, Robert Tucker, had in his resignation Wednesday morning, just one day after Zohran Mamdani was elected mayor. Tucker, a proud Jewish philanthropist, a businessman, and informed Mayor Eric Adams that he would step down from the role he has held for just over 12 months in December. The FDNY boss was concerned about Mamdani's anti-Israel hostility, with a source noting that Tucker's support of the Jewish state does not align with the new mayor. Tucker will go back to running the private security firm T&M USA, which he headed before joining Adams' administration. The New York City-based company is connected to a firm based in Israel. Tucker didn't address the reason for his departure in a statement, but vowed to ensure a smooth transition. It has been the honor of a lifetime to serve as the 35th New York City Fire Commissioner. Thank you for Mayor Adams for his trust and confidence in doing his job. So it doesn't seem like this is going good here, guys, because already people are leaving, businesses are leaving, this guy is leaving. And it's just not looking good, right? It's looking really bad, and this is something that people are going to get used to. It's already beginning. It's already a day in, and things are not going well. It's all going to start to collapse. And this is what I was saying to people, especially this guy in the comment section was saying. Well, we'll see. Is that what are you going to predict that's going to happen? It's going to happen because these policies never work. And when you already have the commissioner already leaving, we're going to see on how bad it is. Now, I don't know. He did say it was for anti-Israel. Well, anti-Israel is Zohran Mamdani is anti-Israel. However, I don't care if he's anti-Israel or not. I'm anti-Israel as well. I don't really want Israel in my country. I don't want Israel to be trying to enact policies, laws, etc. in my country. I don't want Israel doing anything within our country, and I don't want to be funding Israel either. That does not mean I hate Jews. It just means I do not want the Israel, the said country, to have anything involved with the United States outside of maybe trade deals. Outside of that, I want nothing to do with Israel because they have nothing to do within our country. So that's one thing that I could probably align with Mamdani on in terms of being anti-Israel. However, I am not pro hating Jews, all right? I don't have a thing for that. But again, this brings a great concern here. And we have this here where obviously this guy has won by a 7%. It's not that bad considering the fact that we have here. And let's make it a little bit more crazy as well. All right, where this is headed, because we already know that Virginia won, and the guy that pretty much said that he was going to murder Republicans and his family won. So what does this all mean? Well, this really means honestly nothing. It just means that the Democratic Party is in favor of socialism and communism, and all it means is that they do not mind, especially the voters, do not mind having Republicans be pretty much removed from society, killed, mind you, even though that. Even though that somebody said they have made this perfectly clear. However, this just means, even with Prop 50 passing, that this was only in very, very, very blue states. I wouldn't know if Virginia is super blue, but it's blue. And New York is very blue, and California is very blue. This does not mean this is the end all of the midterms. People are saying like, oh, it's a problem with the midterms. No, because it's with two very, very blue states. You kind of expect it, or New Jersey as well. These are very, very blue states. They have been blue for a very long time. So so anything outside of the ordinary, which Democrats losing in New Jersey or losing in New York or losing in California, would be catastrophic for Democrats. So you get to expect the behavior you would get from the Democrats. Now, here's something else. Now, remember, guys, this is something that Mamdani says, was like, the New York will remain city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, empowered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. And here's Scott Jennings pretty much saying what we're all thinking, what is actually going to end up happening coming forth.
Yeah, he's the greatest actor you have. You know, he turned himself into a hood ornament for the poor and the downtrodden. He's a rich kid who is a great actor. He play acts.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I can understand why. I can
understand
why you'd be leery of an actor in politics.
I'm just saying, there's no other obvious Democrat. He has all the energy behind him. You talk about slicing and dicing the electorate. He's going to slice it and dice it in one way: oppressors and oppressed.
No.
And I want to find out if he has it in him to give it up. I don't think he does, because that's the energy in the Democratic Party. It's oppressors and oppressed. No. That's why the Jews in this city feel scared, because they know he has labeled them as the oppressors. Well, that's why people who create jobs in New York City are leery, because he labels them the oppressors. That is the worldview of the energy of this campaign, and it's also the worldview of the energy of Democratic primaries across this country.
Fancy this speech. First of all, you got to give the guy the credit. He defeated Democratic Party royalty. The Cuomo's, that's a royal family in our party, defeated them. Defeated the oligarchs and rich folks who jumped in to try to stop him, and then defeated Donald Trump. So the triumphalism that you see there is earned. A year ago, nobody ever heard of the guy. And the younger people who I'm hearing from feel a great deal of relief and pride, and they're fired up, and they feel they've been silenced for too long. So that speech appealed to some. But I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight, and there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young, and he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight, and I think that will probably cost him going forward. Scott?
Oh, are you saying he wasn't the unifying voice of a generation that you predicted mere moments ago? Axe, where was the man that you predicted would not slice and dice? Look, guys, he started his speech by quoting Eugene Debs, who ran for president of the United States 5 times as the Socialist Party of America candidate. He repeatedly attacked people in this. No, I know my socialists. I keep a close eye on them.
Yeah,
I work here. So here's the thing. He went after everybody that he thinks is a problem. People who own things, people who have businesses. He said an interesting quote: "No problem too large for government to solve."
Or too small, important.
And so when you think of the world that way, that every problem, no matter how small or how large, is something for government to do, let me just decipher this for you. Tax increases as far as the eye can see, which means the people who need to provide jobs to the young people that you say need jobs are going to flee as quickly as they possibly can. I think this was a divisive speech, and he clearly sees the world in terms of the people who are oppressing you and the oppressed, and he said the oppressed are now in City Hall.
Yeah, so obviously these people believed one thing, but it doesn't turn out to be true in another. And this is something that probably have to go over and talk. And there's a lot of stupidity that's been going down. Because, again, these women are stupid. They're going to do this like female Mamdani voter. Sharia law starts now, also absolute effing loosely. And of course, we have this here where we will not stop until it enters every home. I want to hear it in every single district. It should be terrible. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. There's no God worthy of worship except Allah. So we have that here, guys. We have that here to where they are really wanting to push Sharia law, and this woman here is celebrating, again, Sharia law, and it's not good.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zohran Mamdani, Islamic Caliphate, our brother in Islam, Islamic Caliphate of New York, starts today, baby.
So the stupidity of these people is astounding because they don't seem to understand that with Sharia law, when it comes to women, women don't have a lot of rights. They have a lot of inequalities. So obviously when it comes down to you know how the feminists and etc. are all about equal pay? Well, guess what? Equal pay doesn't exist under Sharia law. Women's inheritance shares are typically half of men's. Justified by men's maintenance duties as being seen as discriminatory. In court, a woman's testimony in financial matters equals half of a man's, though equal in other areas like family disputes. Marriage and divorce and polygamy. Men can marry up to 4 wives, while women cannot practice polyandry, which I know a lot of you women tend to like to do that type of stuff. So that's going out the window. Divorce is easier for men than for women. Petition often requiring composition. Guardianship requirements can limit women's autonomy in marriage. And also as here where son interpretations allow husbands light discipline, interpreted by critics as permitting wife beating, though many scholars condemn violence. Women must obey husbands in reasonable matters, reinforcing hierarchy. And then you have mobility and dress, where you have to wear the strict clothing, which is the hijab, and hijab, where you're mostly fully clothed. So, ladies, you cannot, this clothing that you're wearing here? Yeah, you can't wear that. You can't wear that. Yeah. So, have fun with that. And then post-divorce, mothers often get custody of young children, but it shifts to father at puberty. In some systems, adult women under male guardianship for major decisions. So, yeah, you have that there. So, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It won't be sunshine and rainbows. And Mamdani has not come out and actually, said that Sharia law will be enacted, but a lot of the Muslim community is going to want Sharia law, and he's going to be forced or handed to do Sharia law. And he never really denounced Sharia law to begin with. So have fun with that, guys. You're going to have a lot of fun dealing with that, and we'll see where this goes. But it ain't looking good for New York. It looks looking pretty toasted, so we'll see where this leads. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.